Hey, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I just want to try out this debate thing. All right, so
Okay.
so I don't know if you watch basketball, but there's two players, it's LeBron and Kevin Durant.
Yep.
All right, cool. So I guess I'll start first. Um, and let's just say for the sake of it, you're on Kevin Durant's side and I'm on LeBron's side, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go with.
All right, cool. So I think I would build an NBA team around LeBron because number one, I think the NBA is mostly a business, and I think LeBron has been to the finals for 7 consecutive years, and therefore, if I were an NBA team, I would build it around that LeBron for that one reason.
Okay. Um, so first of all, let's talk about what goes on with the business. Obviously, LeBron James is an all-star. He will always hit the highlight reel. Yeah, he's been in the finals 7 times. But there's a problem with that business model, right? Specifically about building your team around LeBron James. One, LeBron James is getting older,
True.
so that business model is not going to stand for very long. Two, LeBron James outside of basketball is rather dull. And three, he's kind of ugly. Like, let's be honest, that hairline that he just randomly grew back out of nowhere, um, that's not fooling anybody.
Yeah.
So now here's my contention why you should build your team around Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant, first and foremost, is a more dynamic player to watch overall. I think his defense, his on the ball defense, is a little bit better. I personally prefer the defensive game. My favorite team of all time was the Detroit Pistons with Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Richard Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, and Tayshaun Prince. That was the single greatest basketball team in my mind because I love on the ball defense. No matter how cool your highlight reel is of you dunking on someone, it's 10 times cooler to watch Ben Wallace coming down the block line and just shove your ball right back down your throat and make you eat the dirt after. Or, Dikembe Mutombo with his no, 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 no. I think that is a far better highlight reel, especially as these athletes become ever more powerful and ever more stronger. That defensive athlete, that blocked shot, that on the ball defender is going to be much more important to your team as a franchise, not only in winning, but it's also going to be a much better appeal as time goes on because just as we've seen in the early 2000s, defense became what was it about. Then we had the Phoenix Suns and the LeBron James game where it's all about points. Give it a couple more years and it's going to move back to defense because defense wins championships.
True. I would, if I were a GM, I would still build my team around NBA, around LeBron James because I feel like assists and making a team better is actually one of the focal points of what makes a player uh, capable of being built around. For example, I feel like just looking at the numbers, LeBron is a way better ball distributor. He makes his teammates around him better. And not only that, I think LeBron James is just throughout the course of his career a lot more durable. And therefore, you have a lot more return on your investment, seeing that both players are max contract players.
Okay. To that point about him being a better ball distributor, I think one that has something to do with the specific positions they play. Um, Right. So they both kind of play small forward and shooting guard in between them. But Kevin Durant can typically pick up the power forward position. He is a little bit taller, a little bit longer. And I'm willing to bet because I have seen him bully LeBron James a little bit in the post, a little bit better post player.
Mhm.
So you're obviously not going to be distributing the ball as much if you're dealing in the post. Whereas LeBron James running the small forward, he's actually a small forward that comes from the outside, moving into the inside, so he's able to kick the ball out more. Kevin Durant's going to play that center, that power forward position. He's catching the ball, and the only time he has to redistribute the ball back out is if it's for a three and not for someone to come in. He's getting the ball distributed to him not redistributing the ball out. So I don't think that stands because I think that their position play is a bit different. And then secondly, to that point, like we also have to look at like what do you want out of this player? You say LeBron James is more durable, but I don't think LeBron James is more durable in the coming years. I think he's on a decline, and I think Kevin Durant is just now hitting his stride in his 10th season, whereas I think LeBron James has what 15 seasons.
Yeah, I think or something like that.
Like
Hey,
LeBron James is getting old.
sorry, what's your name?
uh, a lot like Locke. You can call me Joe.
Yeah, okay. I want to ask, so like, you know how our debate is evolving? Is it possible to change the headline of the debate? Like, you know how right now it says, "Who would you build your NBA team around?" LeBron and Kevin Durant. As our debate evolves, can the administrator change that title or no?
They can, but it's typically like a special request. Why do you want to debate something else?
No, I know. I just want to try out kind of like the platform because I'm actually a teacher and I'm wondering if I can utilize this how do you say this platform in a classroom.
Actually, I think that's a fantastic idea, and I hope that catches on with more teachers. I'm actually trying to get my university to do that. But secondly, I think that there's a special case, especially in your position, where like if you're going to use it for your classroom, I think that I they would be able to work with you. It won't be able to change because like it's the video is going to be saved and put on the website.
Mm.
So like it's typically like stick to a topic, but what they can allow you to do, what I think would be best is like you make several 10-minute or 5-minute topics with like the free floating mic where you don't have to pass the mic or anything.
Wait, so
And just
free floating mic, right? Is this a free floating mic where we just
yeah,
kind
it's a free
of
floating. Yeah.
let each other talk? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there are timed versions where you actually control the time of how much each person has on the mic. And then if that person's done, they can actually click a button that says pass the mic. It'll be right below your actual video screen at your vote bar.
awesome. Yeah, because I'm just thinking like, okay, so for example, like our debate talked about LeBron and Kevin Durant, and we talked about positions, and then for example, I wanted to add saying, oh, maybe Russell Westbrook should be in the conversation as well, and then I want to just maybe change the question to who would be the best player currently playing the NBA to build your team around, and then it would just open the discussion a little bit more instead of just narrowing it down to LeBron or Kevin Durant, agree or disagree type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that sounds like something that I definitely work with. Um, so have you debated in this platform for many times or a lot of times?
Uh, yeah, I think I'm one of the most debated individuals. I think I have 56 head-to-head debates. Um, so yeah, I have a good bit of experience.
And you know, on the bottom, at least in my computer, it says that audience votes. So that means right now, as we're speaking, there is a chat room or like a debate list that people can chime in and watch, right? It's
Yes.
okay. And then if you have an account, then you can just upvote or downvote a person, right?
Yes.
Okay. What other questions do I have? Yeah, I mean this is like a really cool thing. My only thing is, do you think if you were to transfer it into mobile, that because it's live recording and streaming and uploading at the same time, that it would be too data intensive? It probably would be, right?
Well, it's kind of it's an odd question because like I never really pay attention to what my data is, and I do some debates uh via my phone. But they're like the live discussions more so than the debates where I'll pop in for 10, 20 minutes. Um, it is mildly data intensive, but I don't think it's anything more than downloading a YouTube video, to be honest, or streaming YouTube or something like that. And most kids and most people these days have high data thresholds. So I don't think, unless you're on it like 24/7, I don't think it'll cause a significant problem.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks a lot, like Locke. I mean, yeah. Thanks for entertaining me with this, so I can test out the platform. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, anytime, man. If you ever want to debate something, just shoot me a direct message on here. If you've seen that, you can go to profile and then messages, and then yeah.